This podcast is sponsored by One Gutter Guard, the premium gutter guard that delivers the highest performance, quality, and value to your customers. From its different mesh filters to its unibody construction, One Gutter Guard can be the difference maker in your business. Are you interested in becoming part of the exclusive dealer network? Contact them today at onegutterguard.com or just give them a call. Now back to our show. All right. Good morning. Happy Saturday morning, everybody. I've got David Wyatt with me today from Even Flow. How are you doing today, David?
Hey, thanks, Grant. Thanks for having me on for a second time. It's my honor and privilege, and I sit here and talk shop with you all day, but we'll keep it dialed in. And I'm excited that Gutter Growth Summit's coming up, and big things that you guys have been doing behind the scenes. So I just want to thank you and Tim and John, your whole team, for all you're doing behind the scenes and for having me back on. It's a real privilege.
Absolutely, yeah. This is your second time. The first time, it was really nice getting to talk to you because you are a wealth of knowledge. So I just want to let anybody that's going to watch this today live or catch it as it will be all over the internet. I just want to talk to you real quick about what David does. So you own Even Flow. It's a gutter cleaning, right? Pressure washing. Well, tell us a little bit about what you serve.
Yeah. So we started out in '96 as just a side hustle, went full time 4 years ago, and really devoted time to get CRM, take the business next level, get it real and legit. And then so we do, like you're saying, gutter cleaning, gutter repairs. We do gutter guards. We don't do installation. We have a guy that helps with that. We go back and forth, but we do soft washing, pressure washing, exterior window cleaning, dryer vent cleaning, and then the lighting side, we have Even Glow lights that I started last year, but we've been doing Christmas lights. This will be our 4th year. So we have a lighting side that we're excited about as well to supplement some of the slower seasons and to help out in regards to keeping the guys busy. So yeah, we're excited. It's been a great year.
That's awesome. You know what I love about watching all of your social media is, number one, and so I'm going to praise you a little bit. Number one, I would say for me, which matters the most is you are consistent. I mean, you'd almost think that the education is the best, and you're number one at that too. But first and foremost, you're always consistently doing your social media, and you're always educating people. And I love it when whether you're showing different little straps or poles or boots or gloves or buckets or tools or techniques, you are an absolute wealth of knowledge. So as I have been watching this stuff over and over and over, and me and the team are like, we really want to bring an aspect to the summit, which David Wyatt will be speaking at. You're going to run a little course there about, I'm not going to spill the beans, but it'll be about cleaning and etc. And you're just going to probably give some of your techniques and your tips because you stay really busy. And I'm sure you have ups and downs like anybody else, but I see you constantly out working, where a lot of other gutter cleaning companies are constantly out working, but they're always talking about they're not making any money. And I don't hear you say that, or they're not working at all and they're trying to figure out how to get some damn leads. And you seem to have kind of really dialed that all in. Could you tell us a little bit about that? What it took to really get your business dialed in to be what appears to be a fairly successful business?
Yeah. No, thank you, Grant. Yeah, I mean, like you're saying, consistency and responsiveness were two things that were thorns on our side and things that we weren't very good at a year and a half ago. And so you either let that fester or you work on it, and we've worked on it. We've worked on being consistent with stuff and being responsive. So we answer our phones, and you're surprised we get so many calls. Oh my gosh, we called 6 other guys. They never picked up. They never got back to us. And so I think just by picking our phone up, 2 rings, it's really set us apart. We also finished off purchasing American Craftsman gutter cleaning clients. So January, we paid that off, and that was 435 clients that came over. That was like a 2-year deal where we put some money down, and then each job we did, a percentage went to pay that off. And we still have a great rapport with those guys. Those guys hang gutters. We don't. They do roofing, siding, gutters. So we have a good rapport, throwing work back and forth that way. And so that was another thing that really helped us. I mean, you can get leads one by one as they come in, but this is a great opportunity to purchase another company. Something I never thought I'd be able to do, but now after going through it and doing it, it been huge this past year because, like you're saying, we really didn't have to do any other than organic marketing into our client base. We didn't really have to do paid ads, Facebook ads, Google ads. Right now we're hitting a slower season like everybody's hitting. Usually August, first 2 weeks of September, definitely, and February are slow months. But we've built up, and I've learned from years past to build up some gutter guard jobs. This past week, we did 3 gutter guard jobs during a slow time. So that's been good learning from years past to build in that shoulder season so you're not in that same predicament as last year, because you want to keep your guys on. And it's hard to keep guys on with a seasonal business. It really is. And so we've done all we can to kind of keep the books as full as we can. Lisa's been fantastic in the office. I've got to talk to your buddy Grant or your buddy Tim about the secret weapon with the administrative assistant, the virtual assistant, because I think we could really use some help in that regard to farming our client list. So we really have just hit our client list. We've been consistent with Facebook, and now it's been like 4 years, like you're saying, of sharing on Facebook in regards to just our personal pages where folks are now saying, hey, Dave and Grant came out. They were fantastic. You got to use them, as opposed to just me saying, I'm even flow. We're the best. We have so many Google reviews. Use us. That social proof is really starting to hit hard now. And people are like, oh, okay. So if Grant said Dave was great, then Mrs. Smith's going to use me, and so forth. And so, and back to your piece about just sharing in the Facebook groups, gutter cleaning, that sort of thing. Like you and Tim are doing, trying to change the image of not just the gutter install, the gutter guys showing up nasty with a dirty shirt and cussing and carrying on, and the guys in the group going back and forth on, oh, this guy used a box gutter and this guy, did a seam, this or that, or guys ripping each other's head off for pricing. I'm trying to, bring a fresher perspective to it. Let's not do that. There's ways to build this up, and I just found it kind of remarkable that every day I can kind of share something, whether it's technical related or maybe a business related piece or a Canva piece or something that can help somebody that might just be a little 2-second thing they can add into their business to help it. And so it's cool. I love sharing, and so I appreciate those kind words. So thank you, Grant.
Absolutely. I want to jump back a little bit and ask you, hey, good morning, Lisa. My wife says good morning to us.
Love seeing your photos.
We both have Lisas in the office, right?
Amen.
I want to jump back real quick and talk to you about our secret weapon. So that's secretweapon.io is the website. And if you have some questions about it, let's have a brief conversation around it. So I'll let you know specifically what it is. It's a virtual assistant. It's a human being that speaks perfect English, that knows what you need in your business. So you can give this guy or gal tasks, and essentially they could become your personal assistant for either 40 hours a week. Don't quote me on this, 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, or 60 hours a week, depending on the package you want. And David, you could say in the middle of the day or any time when they're on the clock, you can say, hey, make me 10 social media posts really quick. And post one now at the beginning, post 1 in 2 hours, post 1 in 2 hours. Hey, do me a favor. Here's a checklist of whatever. Go ahead and go through and find out what we're short on and order these. Reach out to Spectra and order these. I mean, literally, it's basically a personal assistant. You could say, hey, here's my employee handbook. Could you just run through it and make sure there's no grammatical errors? Or I would like you to add a whole nother safety aspect to it, or a sick leave, whatever it is you want. And then I'd like to approve it. Or you could say, I trust you. Once you build that reputation, repertoire with them, I mean, they can do anything for you. So someone asked the other day, hey, Grant, I think they asked me or Tim, hey, can you, in your VA, will they do ordering of my gutter materials? And the answer is absolutely. And I hate to say it like this, but our secret weapon VAs are going to replace, remember, it's not AI, it's a real human being, but they will replace these office ladies. And whether that's a good or a bad thing, if you already have an office lady, your office lady can work in coincide with this person.
Yeah.
But if you don't have an office lady or a guy and you're like, I can't afford it, I know in Austin, the cost of living in a lot of other cities is fairly high. You can't just pay someone $300 or $400 a week and expect them to work full time and, be able to live. But at our lowest the lowest service that we offer, I want to say, is like 15 or $1,600. That's for the month,
Yeah.
for 40 hours a week, for someone that's going to do their job impeccably. It's kind of a no-brainer, especially because they have graphic design skills, computer skills at a very extremely high level. So that's really cool to hear that you're interested in that. I want to go back one step further because I was really intrigued by something. I hope I didn't wait too long. You said at the beginning of what you were just talking about that you got certified or you took a course or something that you were paying for?
That was for lighting.
Okay, tell me briefly, what was that about?
Oh yeah. So Lights for Decorators, they're a light supply company out of Raleigh, Durham, and down in Sarasota, kind of near Tim. They offer a free, which is out of this unheard of. Most guys just 12 to 2,000 for a 2-3 day training. Free training. They put on the whole steak dinner. It was. I mean, I don't want to push them too much. They were phenomenal.
Yeah.
They gave us a full training on the Omni. Permanent track lighting here. So this is
cool. Okay.
We're starting to talk about this in January, and they developed their product now, and so this is the Wi-Fi controlled RGBW permanent perimeter lighting, which is like something a higher level than your C9 Christmas lights, as you can control every single bulb, the whole thing, and it also was landscape lighting. So we had
I love that you have some stuff to show us. Okay.
And all that kind of thing. So we went there twice. So it was two sets of training. So now I'm certified on installing the Omni track lighting, and so that was cool. We had to do our own video, and you had to show cuts, and sometimes you got to run additional power wire and stuff. But yeah, no, it's nice to be, because that's going to be a huge option for us this year. Was finding the right company to work with, and they're local. They got great support, lifetime warranty on their products, and so I'm very pleased with Lights for Decorators company and Jimmy and all those folks there. But yeah, so we're excited about that. We have Christmas lights coming up in a few months. I know Tim's chomping at the bit to get going. But so the whole lighting side, I'm very excited about, because we've done a few jobs, but we really haven't pushed it because we've been really washing and doing gutters and trying to push some jobs into September, where we're really slow. We go do some lighting jobs and kind of cut our teeth and learn the good and bad ways to do it. And so, but we've gotten 8 hours of 2 8-hour classes of training. So excited about that. And I think that's going to be a good moneymaker and good service we can also offer folks moving forward this year.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin Walker, good morning, brother. Thanks for joining us. I have, well, we got another one here too. Your fans are going to start popping up, David. I don't know if you know or not, and I don't know or not, but I have to be willing to bet there's a lot of people, man, I just adore watching, and I don't know if that's the right word, man to man, but I do. I adore watching your clips almost on a daily basis, because you're clear and you're concise when you speak. You obviously know what you're talking about. And I think you don't really talk about what you don't know, but if you have that moment, you're very honest. You're a very honest gentleman. And I think that, okay, Michael Wood is saying it's your voice. Let's share this. Michael Wood said, I've been watching David online for a while now, and he's always full of great information. Keep it up, David. And he is saying it's your voice. And you know what? I agree with that. You have like a nice, good radio voice. You do. Or speaking voice. It's good. It's good.
I've had a twangy Northern Delaware voice. But anyway, I appreciate it. Thanks, Grant. And thank you, Michael.
Of course, we're going to throw you into the spotlight here. So hopefully this just keeps doing great things for you. I wanted to ask you really quick. Let's get into a little bit more of an educational piece here.
Yes.
So I noticed that you talk a lot about, over the past couple years, you have really gone a different direction in your company, and maybe just by trying some new things, some things that maybe someone who's been in the business for quite a while has been nervous or doesn't really, it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, right? I guess that's what they say. Talk to me briefly about what it was that, how it transpired that you decided it was time to grow your business, because you had been in the cleaning business for how long?
Started in '96. Yeah,
I
yeah.
was only
Really,
16. Just
really put some
gutters.
gray hair on me. Yeah, but I didn't take it serious, Grant, really until really 4 years ago. I mean, to be honest, I mean, we were washing, doing things, but I was working a full-time job, and it was just, after work, like a lot of guys. But to your point, it kind of got to the point where I had enough work. I had Lisa working at the time 12 hours in the office a week. I had a helper that was really good, really solid. He's going on to do some great things with computer design and everything. So kudos to him, but he was just reliable, great on the roof, safe, whole thing. And so it got to it. So I did have to take a leap. The first year, it was me, Lisa, and him. And he worked 20 hours a week, and I think we did $68,000 that year, which I thought was good, just jumping out of the box. And that's also gone through all your slow seasons and stuff. So we continued building up services, added dryer vent cleaning. The next year, 21 to 22, we did 128,000. And then last year, we almost hit 300,000 last year. So I'd like to get close to 500,000 this year if lighting goes as well. If not, we'll still be around that 450,000 range, which I'm very pleased with. And so yeah, so I mean, I think we're growing well. And I think I was listening to a podcast of you were talking with a gentleman that said to grow or not to grow. And then he was talking about a lot of these guys want to get to this, got to get to a million, got to get to a million. A lot of guys I talk to, most get to a million and they're miserable because they're just either right back on the truck all day or right back in the business. They've lost that time freedom, that gap. So there's some sweet spots, as you know, with businesses in there that you really want to either stay in that range or dig in deep and get ready to get scarred up to get to the next level. But to your point, yeah, just being consistent with everything, having a good CRM. We use Jobber. We love it. Keeps us on track. We can do so much with it, reports and the whole thing, with tips and routing. And that was key this past year on routing, because when American Craftsman came over, you've got a 2-month window to get a lot of lights done, to get a lot of gutters cleaned before everything freezes up in January. And so having that route scheduled this past year was just phenomenal that Lisa had it in. I mean, we were going from a gutter job down the street to like a gutter job. And even Mark, who's my main guy, is like, damn, dude, I wish we could have like a 10-minute break. I was like, I know, but we've got things stacked up. We're like going street to street to street, but it's good because we're knocking out 12 a day with 2 trucks. And we had to keep up with the volume. And that was part of the agreement with American Craftsman that don't get overwhelmed with this lighting stuff and that you can't keep up with the gutter clean. So just having an efficient route and having, like you're saying, a great Lisa in the office. And if I can add a virtual assistant to help out with, because back to that point, like Lisa can do so much, but when we're really busy, she can't keep up with doing the Canva posts and the Facebook posts because she's answering emails and trying to stack the schedule. So I think that virtual assistant is going to be something I'm going to have to, we'll talk later, but I think that's going to be a great asset. Like I'm saying, a lot of guys say, oh, it's such an expense, but it's a return on investment, and it can bring you tons of, you don't know how much missing low-hanging fruit is out there. You just can't get to because you don't have the bandwidth,
No, absolutely. And if you have someone just ready and able to respond to messages, do the Canva post, to take your business to a whole nother level, help maybe if you're in the middle of rebranding, et cetera. So yeah, enough about
take the burden off your administrative manager.
It really does. It really does. And listen, the bigger it was funny, just Kip, who owns the Brothers That Just Do Gutters Austin, that I am a manager for. He says the other day, we're in a management meeting and he goes, 1, 2, 3. How many management people do I have now? But his company, he's going to do well over $3 million in his 3rd year, right? And when you have a decent management team, you've got to have, some good guys and gals on the other side. So it's fun to watch your management team grow. It can also be very scary. Justin Dine, do you know who that gentleman is? He says, David has saved me so much time and money with his videos and advice. And I absolutely agree.
Thank you, Justin. Appreciate it, buddy.
I want to just add that if anybody that's going to watch this has a cleaning or gutter business, if you have not followed David Wyatt, I don't know how I just friend request everybody. I think there's a follow button too. I'm a bully. I just want to be people's friends. So send him a friend request or follow him. If you're in the gutter business specifically, because that's who I talk to, we struggle all the time as gutter guys. A lot of us do, with how do we get our guys to do these cleanings that are kind of essentially for us companies with a lot of overhead, a lower paying ticket item, and then get them to do it correctly and stuff like that. And that's a whole nother topic. But
Yeah.
I encourage you, gutter guys, because us gutter guys do know that there's value in reoccurring cleanings.
Yeah.
Especially if you ever wanted to sell your business, having a list of reoccurring cleanings every day, not finished gutter jobs, helps you get a little bit more money for your business. Follow David and watch him. This guy's on several times a day, or if not, go back and watch all his stuff, man. He has a huge wealth of knowledge. David, what do you think is like the most important thing that you've implemented, maybe just in this past year or two? I mean, was it Jobber probably really getting a CRM, or was it doing it all of these things you're doing all at once? Like, because they all kind of help each other and they just take your business to another level. But what really sticks out for you?
Well, really, it was coaching, and I won't get into all the coaching, but as you know,
Oh,
Tim
man. All
Tim
right.
had a podcast on with Superhuman Julie I listened to this morning, and him
Mhm.
and Julie were going back and forth. And it was a mind shift, and that's the first thing with your coaching program or any coaching program, from that technician mindset of doing it all, wearing all the hats, all that kind of thing, to relinquishing these tasks over to other people and realizing that they might not do it. They might do it 80, 70%, but that's still way better than you having a heart attack trying to do it all yourself. And getting people, I think it was Who Not How was a book that was phenomenal, just on getting people in
Yes.
place, get an office person, take some of these tasks off that, so you can work on the CEO stuff, work on helping your office manager with sales and building out the brand and the business, and not just out there doing the scrubbing and the washing and the installation or the caulking or whatever it is. And so I've got that down to where I'm about 50-50 now, from being on the truck 5 days a week. Now it's about a 50-50 split. And I could probably be less, but just I had a new guy on and was training him up. And I still like to be in the field. And I know my days are limited with my knees. So I'm trying to still squeak out a few more jobs. But yeah, so just change that mindset, getting SOPs in place. I didn't know my numbers, Grant, last year. I mean, I was flying by the hip, like a lot of guys do. And I didn't really want to know my numbers because I knew they probably weren't what I thought they were going to be. And so I think by getting coaching, getting in a mastermind group like you guys offer, and getting honest with your numbers, you can see what you need to make, how many leads you need to do, reverse engineer 3 months, 6 months, all that type of stuff. It really matters, and so it gives you peace of mind when you wake up knowing that you've got jobs on the books, and you've got things ironed out, and you know what's going to be happening next week, as opposed to just like, holy moly, are we even go have jobs tomorrow, and what are we going to do? So that whole mind shift, just going from that to the owner operator, from the owner operator to the CEO. It takes time, but it's definitely freeing, and realizing that I want time freedom for my family. I've got 2 half days a week now that I spend with my family that's uninterrupted. And so I didn't have that before. I was just on the fly and then doing quotes at nighttime, and my marriage was suffering, and relationships with my kids were awful. And everybody goes through this. I mean, you've been there, Tim's all been there. This business, it can eat you up, and you think, oh God, I got to do this. But get people, get help, and it's not easy handing over the baton, like Tim was saying. He wanted to be there, make sure it was all meticulous and that sort of thing. And because we're anal about, this is our baby, we built this up, this is our brand. But getting good people in place and then dumping good resources, money and time into your people and loving on them, they're going to love on your clients, and it'll come back to you.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it any better myself. Get a coach, get a mentor, buddy up with someone in the business. But what a cool feeling it is. I know all too well to go from slave to the business, and maybe telling people, hey, I just started this new business, I'm out here working it. But to go from owner operator to really stepping back, and it just, hey, what do you do for a living? I'm the CEO of Even Flow Gutter Services, versus like, can't shake your hand because I'm out 7 days a week, 12 hours a day cleaning gutters. Like, I'm not even present. And like you said, it will destroy your marriage, your home life. And some people do it and do it well. It all depends on what we want, right? And obviously you wanted to grow, and so that's fabulous. Let's talk briefly. You're going to be at the Gutter Summit October 9th, 10th, and 11th. You're going to be running a class, and I'm just going to call it this kind of, I think that's going to be the class for you guys that are coming. You're going to want to sit in to talk, hear David speak, and then you got 2.5 more days to pick David's brain about how you can add cleaning services and or lighting services onto your existing business. Or you gutter cleaning guys that want to come learn, maybe it's worth learning about all the different types of drop-in guards, leaf guards,
Oh,
covers, etc. And or maybe looking at maybe getting a gutter machine and offering those, because I'd be willing to bet, and I'm not saying you have to do it, David, but when I'm cleaning out gutters in the past in their existing gutters, I can always find something wrong with them.
oh
And
yeah.
I look at that as an upsell. But hey, to each their own, you choosing not to do that, and I completely respect that as well. Come see David and learn from him at the summit. David, could you kind of close us out with what is your perception and what is your recommendation with, all of these conventions that are out these days? Which one do you pick? Which one do you go to? But more importantly, like, do you go to conventions? Do you go to conventions? Is that something you recommend doing? And
Oh yeah, yeah. I highly recommend. Like we've done the huge convention for 3 years. We're going to be skipping
Mhm.
that one this year to go to your summit, which is awesome. And yeah, I've been to IWPC window cleaning one while back, but I think they're all good. And like I said, the lighting conventions or lighting trainings are good. But I think this is great.
Mhm.
I missed GutterCon. I'm gonna kick myself for that. I talked to Brandon. I missed that, and I just had so much personally going on with my family at the time. Couldn't make that one. But I think this is great because it's specifically for gutter guys. Like the huge convention, a lot of those are good, but it's a lot of washing, window cleaning. This is all just gutter guys, and so this is really cool. And so, to your point, you guys have the cream of the crop on speakers and presenters and teaching and
Thank you.
classes and all that. But to your point, I'd love to talk shop, and that's something I've taken away from these huge conventions. That even though you might have Tommy Mello and Brandon Vaughn and Grant and Tim and everybody preaching and sharing their knowledge, talking to guys over dinner, over a wine, or over a coffee, and at nighttime, oh my God, it just makes you. Anyway, I talked with guys that had $3 million businesses that were still suffering with the same stupid stuff I'm struggling with, trying to hit 500,000 or a million. So it's refreshing. It's you can pick these guys' brains. They can show you, come talk to me. I can share all my stuff, but I'm going to take away probably as much as you get out of me as I'll get from you. So that's where the real gold is. I think, talking shop with the guys, in between the classes or at lunch and dinners or going out when guys go out downtown or whatever the case may be. So that's a real beauty, but it's just a bonus on top of, what you're offering there at that Gutter Summit. So I'm just jazzed up, excited. So
I'm
anyway,
very excited too. I'm very excited that you
awesome.
said yes to come.
Oh yeah, man.
And what's going to be really cool about the Gutter Summit? I think that's going to be slightly different than some other conventions I've been to. Is we have the entire Georgian Terrace. So any person you bump into their shoulder, you spin around, you can just know that they're going to be in the gutter business. It's going to be I would say the cream of the crop of the networking opportunities.
Yeah.
And then, we put the last 4 or 5 months into putting this thing together. And man, it's like, I remember I didn't have a wedding planner for my wedding with my wife. And we ended up having a wedding at 100+ people at, and I thought that was crazy kind of put together, but this is something else completely. This is a whole other bear. But we've got it. We've put it together. Tickets are selling fantastically. The speaker lineup, if anybody wants to go check it out, guttersummit.com. David Wyatt and many, many, many other very educated people in the business are going to be there. Come check out our VIP event. We're going to be hand rolling cigars. We're going to have a cigar moment, a bourbon tasting and cigars. For you guys that are going to the VIP package, we're going to be taking you over to the Spectre plant. You're going to see how all of these gutter parts are actually made. And David, you are spot on. It is the networking that is key. So I appreciate you taking a part of some of your Saturday morning. I know you're a very busy man. Me and the wife came up to Fort Worth just to hang out with some buddies, and we went bowling last night. So I'm going to get off and probably try to just go back to sleep on a Saturday.
There you go.
We'll see. I doubt it, but do you have any plans for today?
Just some family stuff we're going to do today, and then errands and running around. But yeah, thanks, Grant. I was just so excited to talk to you today. Thanks for keeping me on point. I get busting at the seams and just get down 7 rabbit trails. But yeah, I'm so excited, and just a privilege to share, my knowledge on how to do the gutter cleaning thing and maybe how to SOPs and networking how to build it all up. And so I think there's great value that I'll be able to bring. And I know I'm going to be taking away a whole notebook full of stuff to go back and implement. And that's one thing when you get somebody, you go to these places, you come back overwhelmed, but definitely after this convention, when you guys go, implement stuff, whether it's 2 or 3 things, just to, gradually implement this stuff, and you're going to see it provide fruit. And anyway, Grant, thanks for all you do, and tell Tim, I appreciate you, and John and everybody else. And you guys have busted your tails to make this work. And so I think it's going to be a phenomenal event and a great venue.
Well, I want to leave our viewers with this. Find David when you get to the summit, introduce yourself. And David, I know one thing a lot of people have asked me, so you can wrap your head around building this into your presentation, is they're going to want to talk price. Yeah. How much do you charge? What have you found is too much? What have you found is too little? What's giving it away? But let's not give away all of your Saturday, brother. I appreciate you. I respect you so much, man. And welcome to the big time again. Later,
good, brother. We'll talk to you this week. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, Grant.
Absolutely. Take care.
Thank you.